The good life has held different meanings to me throughout my very short life, but when I look back and reflect for the sake of this talk, for the sake of this theme, uh, something jumps out at me, and that is living your life in service of others. And when I hear this phrase, giving service to others, uh, the one person that comes to my mind is somebody that I think has dedicated his whole life to being of service to others, and that is my mentor of 2 years, Mitch Bourbonniere.
Thank you, Parneet. Your words mean a great deal to me. I have thoroughly enjoyed these last 2 years in our mentorship relationship, where you have fully come into the community with us to do the work that we do every day, which is to pay attention to our relatives on the street, our unsheltered brothers and sisters, but also young people that are vulnerable and could use support. And you've been right there with us, and it's been good medicine for a good life. Thank you, Parneet.
Yeah, I've seen this idea of the good life of giving back to others through my family, through my early years, growing up in a sick household where the values that I saw around me were very much focused on giving back, serving people around you, taking care of them, protecting them even. I grew up listening about stories of empathy and service, and I saw it in my own family who, despite having very little themselves, were never hesitated to lend a hand to anybody in need. We were even encouraged to set a certain amount of food aside, and this is something my family did, to give to people who might need it more than we did. Set a certain amount of money aside from your monthly wage to give to charity or to give to a good cause. And I remember being a little girl and waking up extra early to prepare food with my family to deliver to the gurdwaras in our community who were always in need of food because they served anybody who walked through their doors with free, warm food and with love and care. And from the very beginning of my life, I would like to say that the idea of giving back and being of service to others has been emphasized and encouraged.
Thank you, Parneet. You remind me of my childhood as well, going back to myself being a little boy and really learning from my parents, and in particularly my dad, who took it upon himself in our community to go around from time to time and pick up donations of furniture and household goods and deliver that to people who need it in our community in his little jalopy truck, and I would tag along with them, and it was a beautiful bonding time with my dad. But I learned that to give to others through that. The other experience I had that was very similar was that my dad had started a small family business, a painting company, and who he hired were men that had, and this is in the 1960s, men who had come back from World War II, who had experienced trauma and had significant mental health issues, and many of them lived alone in rooming houses, and myself and my dad every weekend would go and visit all these men, just do wellness checks and visit with them, and they became my uncles. And that's the other part of a good life, is not only of doing service for others, but also creating and making relationship, lifetime relationships. So that had a great impact on me as well.
Yeah, I think as I grew older and as I moved to Canada, I think I lost that part of myself that knew that I enjoyed, that I found purpose in helping others. I think it was just like wanting to get used to everything, just be okay with just being here because everything was so new and different. And I also, for some reason, put pressures on myself to become successful, to have a certain job so I can make a certain amount of money. And I thought that was the thing that was gonna bring me joy. That was the thing that was gonna make me really happy. And I think a lot of kids my age, especially in this community of Maples, of Garden City, can relate to that, who have immigrant parents, who have seen their parents work hard to bring them to a place where they would have more opportunities to do something with their lives that their parents might not have had the chance to do. And so I sort of lost thing that brought me purpose, and I got so focused on doing things that I thought that other people told me would make me happy. But a couple years ago, I started working with Main Street Project. I started volunteering there, and that even though it was for such a short amount of time, I realized just how much happier it made me, how much more excited it gave me to like wanting to go to that place over and over again and to just be there. And that reminded me of Mitch, who had spoken at our school a year prior about the work that he did. And it made me want to reach out to him because I wanted to learn more about the type of work that Mitch had done or is doing in the community. And I was, that interview that I had with you at the Burger King on Osborne really resonated in my heart. I remember I asked you a question, like, do you think you've accomplished everything that you wanted to? And I remember you saying that I don't regret anything, that if I were to die tomorrow, I would die a happy man. And that idea, that really sat in my heart, and I still keep it near and dear to me. That made me want to be part of his community, be part of his little family that he had created. And over the last 2 years, I've walked with OPK, I've walked with Mama Bear, I've worked with men that are OPK participants. I've advocated for them in the law courts, and through those experiences that I've had with Mitch, I was able to connect it to the things that were like main values in my childhood growing up, and that has really made me affirm that yes, this is what I want to do with my life moving forward.
Oh, that's wonderful, Parneet. Thank you. I'm really excited for the future because I think both of us are on our path of doing this work at different levels, and we both agree this is a good life, and we're blessed and we're privileged to be able to do this work for others, but also for ourselves. I'm excited that I see you going into the future, taking it to the next level, studying, visioning, looking at policy, looking at systemic change, while never forgetting to do the street level work that you've been doing with me. For myself, I'm never going to quit. I'm never going to retire. I'm going to keep doing this till I take my last breath. But I think I'll just stay at the street level. If I get too tired to walk, I'll delegate, but I'll be involved all the way. Thank you, Parneet.
Yeah, and I'm excited to keep doing the groundwork with you as well, because I think that is important too. A lot of the times people that are making policies have a disconnect with people that they're supposed to be helping and serving, and I think grassroots organizations like keep people grounded.
Thank you, Parneet.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been a real honor.
With me. Yeah.
It's been a good life with you.
Yeah, it has been.
Thank you.
Yeah.